When we assimilate the spine, either in a back bend or a forward fold, we want to stop before moving to the opposite movement to neutralize, to allow the spine to go back to its natural shape. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Yin Yoga class. Today we have 10 minutes to stimulate our upper body. So for today's class, you may need a bolster or a cushion or a hard pillow to help you to be in a pose that for some of us may be a little bit challenging, but let's see how it goes. So we're going to start in tabletop. So please come to your knees. Just allowing ourselves to sink in the mat. I'm just going to give some space because from here we will move to the next pose where we may need the bolster. Actually, we're going to do the next pose, which is called Anahatasana or melting heart pose. We're going to do it 2 times. So maybe for the first one we want to use the bolster, and for the second one we don't, and see how we feel. Everything is about experimenting how the asanas feel in our body. Good. Just a few moments here in tabletop to feel grounded and to land in our practice. Good. So how are we going to use, and remember I have my timer with me, so you will see me with the phone around in all my classes. Doesn't matter what kind of class I teach. Every time I teach Yin, I have my timer, so I know that we are in the pose the amount of time that we are supposed to be in. So we're going to place the bolster horizontally because for this Anahatasana we're going to support our chest on the bolster or a cushion. So keep your hips aligned with your knees, and we're going to start moving the hands towards the front. We are stressing here, allowing the gravity to pull us down, to stress the shoulder, and we rest the chest and even your chin on the bolster, but keeping your hands active, your elbows active, shoulders compressed. We're going to be here for a minute. So by using the bolster in this pose, we are elevating the floor. So we are actually supporting our chest in a bolster to get the sensation and the effect as if the chest was going down to the floor. This is a nice way to compress the shoulder joints in a symmetrical way, because in a previous class we practiced the asymmetrical version of this pose, quarter dog. Good. So mindfully press the hands against the floor to come up. We can't let go of the bolster for now. You have that option in case you need it for the other Anahatasana that we're going to practice. But before we go there, we stop in tabletop just to neutralize the spine. When we assimilate the spine, either in a back bend or a forward fold, we want to stop before moving to the opposite movement to neutralize, to allow the spine to go back to its natural shape. So we're going to bring the knees together. We're going to start bringing the pelvis, the hips back to the heels. We're going to be a few moments in child pose, trying to keep your hands on the mat, activating your muscles, keeping your elbows off the floor. So that keeps that engagement in the stretch of the muscles of your arms by extending the elbows. Few more breaths here. And softly we're going to come back to tabletop. We're going to do another Anahatasana. So you have the option to either use the bolster again or don't. You don't need to use the bolster. Maybe see how it goes. So again, allow the hips to be aligned with your knees. Move your hands as far as they go without moving your hips forward or going back. You want to have them aligned with your knees. And from here, you start melting your chest down. Either placing your forehead or your chin or your chest. It will depend on the mobility that you have in the shoulder joint, in the lumbar spine. Some people are hypermobile by nature, so the chest will be down to the floor, which is not my case. My joints are not hypermobile, so I'll stay here. Remember that we are all built differently, so we all look different. Aiming to look like someone in a picture in a book is naive, because we don't have that body, we don't have that skeleton. We have different genes that we have from our parents, habits, activities, injuries, you name it. You are so unique. We are all so unique that we look very different in each pose. We're going to start moving gently out of the pose by bringing the hands towards you, stopping in tabletop. Here we want to experience that rebound, that group of sensations. It may be a sensation in the physical body or emotions or something. Something is happening. A lot of things are happening in all these poses. So you may not feel it consciously, but believe me, a lot of things are happening. Good. Once we have neutralized the spine, then we move again back into child pose. Let me time the child pose. By extending, you can have your knees together, so that will allow you to round the spine and keeping your elbows off the floor. This is the counter pose of Anahatasana. Anahatasana is a back bend. It's a pose that is stressing the lumbar spine by compressing the lumbar vertebrae. In child pose, we're doing the opposite movement. We are flexing the spine. Now compressing the vertebrae, but in the front. So a few more moments here. And softly we're going to come out of the pose, moving the hands, and we're going to shift our body weight to one side. And to finish the practice, the practice of today, we're going to come into butterfly. So by having your feet in front of you, we're going to make a diamond shape and we're going to come forward, this time releasing the hands. So we still have the hands involved in the practice, but now letting go of that activation and holding and compressing, just keeping the hands in front as part of the pose. With this pose, butterfly, we are also aiming to do the opposite movement in the spine with this folding, with this forward fold of the lumbar spine, rounding the spine. A few more breaths here. The neck is aligned with the rest of the torso. You can close your eyes or you can have a focal point to have your eyes and your mind calm and steady. Softly, we move our hands towards our body and we find the easy cross, the position to finish this practice. My arms feels very good. I love that pose for my shoulders and I hope you enjoyed it too. So thank you so much for practicing. Take it easy. Take some time to go back to your daily activities and I will meet you back here for with another 10 minutes practice in this Yin Yoga for beginners. See you soon. Bye-bye.